Welcome back to In My Life with Ethan Riggs. This is the second episode, and I am sitting down with my good friend today, Jeremy Montez. Jeremy, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Dude, of course. Thank you for hanging out with me today. So you actually recorded a trial podcast with me.
Yeah, the pilot episode, the lost episode.
I still have the file, and since I'm distributing this podcast now, I was actually thinking, like, I could just tack it on to the end.
I mean, you could. Let's do some bonus. Maybe when we get this thing a little further on, we do some Patreon type content. You're always thinking about scaling this thing. That's where my head was at. I was like, lost episode. Just the pilot episode.
Jeremy,
sort of thing.
This is why you're here, man. I'm not thinking big enough. Clearly,
it's all about marketing, man. I mean, it's
well. So before we get too deep into the pod, so you are a referee / commentator / announcer.
Yeah,
for a few
ring putter
local,
upper sometimes. Yeah. I mean, various promotions. TACW here in Little Rock. Whenever I get the chance, those Vino shows. Shout out William Blackwell.
Those are the best.
And
those
company.
Vinos.
Mainly, I work with MACW, Mid American Championship Wrestling, out in Tuckerman.
Cool.
Tuckerman, Arkansas.
Cool.
I've been doing that for almost 2 years.
And are most of those shows in Tuckerman, or are you guys traveling around?
We have done some traveling shows. There was a Depot Days over in I'm blanking on it, and Craig will no, he won't, but no, we did. That was one we did. It was like, is that Cersei? It's somewhere up in that area. The Depot Days. But I mean, we don't really the Valiant Arena is our home.
Yeah.
It's been home for them and me for a collective 27 years, something like that. I mean, so yeah, about 27 years. I've been there for like 2. So yeah,
that's a championship belt with history.
Yeah, it's
MACW.
It's we're trying to kind of make that the coveted thing. Like, I mean, there have been a lot of greats that have held it. K Toomer.
Yeah,
big man K Toomer, the guy now that has his own BMF championship. Like
that is awesome.
Taking on all comers. I was there. Excuse me, when I got to call with my my colleague Peter Van the championship match between him and the Gift, Ray Sanders, which we did not know the finish of it was when K Toomer lost. And it was just, there's a clip of me and Peter, like just this small camera phone thing. And, we're calling it just like roll up and 1, 2, 3. And we just go insane. We did not know the finish. And it was just one of those things where, like history was made. Like, Ray, shout out to him. He's a fantastic young guy, like wrestles up in Memphis Wrestling as well. Just it was an insane like finish. I was happy for both of them. It was a hell of a match.
Yeah, man, that is so awesome to just have a steady home for wrestling too. How rare is that?
That was
especially at the indie level.
Yeah, that was insane. Like the guy that brought me in to like referee at first. I did some refereeing for a little while.
Now, what year was this? How long ago are we talking here?
About 2 years ago.
Okay,
so 2.5 years ago. I've been
so late 2023,
something like that. Yeah, somewhere around there. Like maybe 2024. I can't remember. Like my wrestling history is kind of spotty because like at first I was trying to do I got some announcing work in Chicago before I even stepped foot in a ring here.
So that was your intro.
Yeah, like to the business and all that stuff.
Well, that's such a high starting point.
Chicagoland area. I mean, there's such a history there.
Yeah.
Shout out to the now defunct Third Coast Wrestling, but they gave me my start. It was in a American Legion. It was one of those American Legion halls. Like they had a new ring, and there have actually been a lot of people that have gone on to do some crazy stuff up in that area and like other places, like Nixie XS.
Yeah,
she was up there for a minute. She wrestled in I think it's AEW or Ring of Honor.
Okay,
she had some televised matches up there.
Well, now there's a joint.
Yeah,
deal,
it's just
so she could show up on Collision and stuff. Yeah,
something like that.
But that's great.
Yeah,
so, I mean, you guys are pushing people through, not only here at MACW now, but also in Chicago, which Chicago is legendary for producing great wrestlers. CM Punk, of course, just main evented WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He's the man in Chicago. Anytime he goes there, he'll open those shows.
Yeah.
And
swollen man, apparently. I mean, have you seen those pictures,
dude? He hasn't even shown up since WrestleMania.
What are your thoughts? Is that natural? Is he natty? Is he juicing? Are they filled with Diet Coke? Speaking of natty,
I do kind of hate to speculate, just because like I respect the grind that it would take just to get in that shape, and he's certainly a guy that has stayed in shape even when he was not wrestling. But it's hard to get that jacked at his age. That's the thing. Is I could believe this if he was that. He was never this jacked when he was
in his prime.
Yeah. His Ring of Honor days, he actually had a little flab on him.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't bad. He was in shape.
An everyman physique.
Yeah, he was in shape for a young guy. You know what I mean? And now I just think, look, man, whenever you're wrestling Roman, you're going to feel probably the need to get into the best shape of your life.
You have to acknowledge him and his physique and his work ethic and the grind that guy goes on. It's nuts, and you have to be up to that level or above.
Roman
stand across from him.
Yeah, dude, you're 100% right. And especially, dude, it was this real Mania main event, right? Everybody was saying, okay, well, night one, whatever.
Yeah.
And so now it's okay, well, now no matter what anybody says, he has officially main evented a WrestleMania. I count it as 2.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy for him that he got that moment. I don't know if you've had a chance to watch that whole match.
I got to see it. I mean, it was
dude.
The intro.
Yeah. With is it Miseria Cantara? It's an old AFI song, and
Sing
this
the
was
Sorrow.
his...
I had that album when it came out.
Yeah.
I bought it when it came out. That was in my CD player for the entire summer.
This was his entrance in Ring of Honor 25 years ago, whenever he was very first coming up, and then he was using that up
the whole
until,
intro, the jacket. I really hope somebody. I'm sure they will. It's going to be an exorbitant amount, but that jacket was insane. I mean, all of the patches, the back though, the Harley Race crown on the back.
Yeah.
It was kiss. I would get it in white. Yeah. I'd hate to take it out and be, not be embarrassed to be seen with it, but it's just a thing of I'd hate to get that fucking thing dirty.
Yeah.
Because it's bright. It's just a stain magnet.
It is a stain magnet.
If it was in black, if it was in
because
black,
of the color.
If they did a black colorway, I would probably Klarna that thing. I'd do whatever to get a hold of that.
It's TKO. If you
fucking sick jacket.
If you talk to TKO, if you're able to email them, they will probably just ask you to pay $100 more, and they'll email it to you.
For sure.
They'll mail it to you whatever color you want.
They're they've got Danhausen. They're putting his face on everything.
Oh, he's number 2.
It'll become available.
Isn't he number 2 in merch right now?
Now, and
who's he behind? Who is number 1?
I have not
no way it's Punk. No way.
Roman, but I mean
the OTC merch, you think?
Yeah.
No way, that's still selling like crazy. It's 4 years in.
To us. It's comfort food to us. Nobody, people are jumping on the Roman train, so people want to, it's
this is a
bandwagon.
train that's been going, and the only thing is that he has taken some time off since that long championship reign. Yeah. But, dude, I'm so excited to have you on because we have had such a great stretch, I would say, of wrestling this first 6 months. I wouldn't say it's all been perfect. I thought the Rumble was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Cody
lot of
being
hiccups.
a winner is... and then just nothing happens with that, and the WrestleMania stuff
How many
gets
times
really
is the
messed
story
up.
finished? There are addendums to it. There are epilogues to the story.
It's so funny too because so we'll bring back the bloodline, but we won't bring back Cody's great stuff. Cody has to be this new guy. Yeah. Roman has been doing the same stuff since COVID.
Yeah,
and it's amazing. I mean, this stretch that Roman's been on lately, I would say until MJF had that match with Darby at Double or Nothing, I was starting to ask myself if Roman is the best in the world right now.
Yeah, I mean,
he wrestles once a month, and it's a 5-star every time.
Yeah.
For his work rate, he is incredible.
Yeah, it's something to see whenever he gets in the ring. It's one of those special attractions. It's very it's shades of Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah.
It's got that Lesnar-esque we bring him out every now and again for these things, but he has the belt on him, so it's
oh dude.
And he's working that
he's showing up every Raw.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's opening the shows, he's closing them sometimes.
Yeah.
Of course, we had such a great match this past Raw with Braun and Seth. I don't know if you had a chance to see that, but they reinvented they sort of redid, but in a more clever way, I would say. Remember the Bret Hart Goldberg spear?
Yes.
When Goldberg knocks himself out. They did a similar thing where Braun speared Seth, but Seth had the title on.
Oh.
Seth had like Braun's title on or something like that. He was showboating, and it made Braun look so reckless.
Yeah.
And that's perfect because obviously Logan Paul's injured now. He's going to be missing serious time. So it's like, okay, Braun is able to, like, it makes him look like he needs to be in a tag team.
Yeah.
You know, but what they did, so right before that, he was really emotional. The whole reason why he spears Seth anyways, because he had just missed Seth and speared Paul Heyman through the barricade. It was one of the like biggest bumps Paul's taken in years, and it looked pretty gnarly. I mean, Braun definitely like made sure to lay off a little bit, but Braun is clearly, you know, his spear style.
Yeah.
It's very, it's a car crash.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's like
it's
coming
destructive.
at like the velocity that he's just coming at you with, just
and that was so they open Raw with Roman and all that, and Fatu acknowledges Roman, and then they end Raw with that, and it's that Italy crowd still from the Clash in Italy stuff.
How do you feel about like the pops? Are they bigger because they're on foreign soil? Is it like you know? Because I mean, some of those places don't get stuff like this. Like I mean, especially from like maybe a once a year type thing, like AEW over in like London and stuff, and you know a couple other promotions like that. But like, what are your thoughts on that?
You know, I think this is just kind of a take on people in general. I think our rich people are different than other countries' rich people.
Very
sometimes.
much so. Yeah.
And I think that like, okay, so maybe the ticket sales are still like, okay, maybe the tickets are still crazy outpriced in Italy, but maybe the people that are going are still like blue collar millionaires.
Fair.
More so than what we're seeing here.
Fair.
You know, like, dude,
WrestleMania.
Yeah, dude, WrestleMania, like, Punk and Roman, they were still getting huge pops, but like, dude, that when Punk did the elbow drop through the table, and he just looked so old when he was standing up there on the top row before he did the jump, and the camera work was amazing, and I was like, wow, like Punk is really getting on in years, you know? And it just looked like he was desperate in the match.
Yeah.
And Cole was like saying, you know, do anything to defend your title. And I was like, God, you know, he's right.
Yeah,
like
whatever it
Punk
takes, man.
is doing whatever it takes. We're 40 minutes into this match. And Punk is gassed, and he's about to destroy himself to try to take Roman out. And he does it, and they're both still on the ground, and the Roman almost comes to, and he's like groaning at first. And then he starts going, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. And they start censoring him. And I was just like, wow, like Roman is one of the best sellers in the biz. And Punk just laid it all out right there. And like Roman rewarded him for laying it all out. And I was just like, that's why Punk goes back to WWE.
Yeah.
For that match. That's a match that unfortunately he couldn't have had with AEW.
No, I mean it's one of those things
that
like
spectacle.
He's a fan, a student of the, you know, of the sport. And he's pretty much ticked off all of the boxes. Yeah. And I think, you know,
he's a living Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He's a wrestling Hall of Famer.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like, if this is like, you know, a prelude to like a final run, I think he can go out head high, and he did everything. Like like I said, he checked off all the boxes, and it's just like, you can write off, you can, you know, just, live off royalties on stuff, you know, make appearances every now and again. Like, I mean, Legends contract guaranteed for sure. And, just be Phil Brooks for a little while, man. You don't have to go back into the octagon at all if you don't want to.
He showed interest in, of course, doing media work when he was doing the talking Smack stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, he was clearly interested in media at one point, and I think, you know, if you just listen to him on podcasts and stuff, I find him very charismatic. Yeah. And he would totally be worth listening to. And, but, you know, here's the thing, man. So, we recorded that trial pod in February, and it's kind of trippy to listen to it now because I was kind of hating on Punk a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
and I've come around on him, man.
Yeah,
I think that WrestleMania build was amazing. I think it saved WrestleMania, that match, that main event. It totally saved WrestleMania. And
it needed it. I mean,
it was the two best in the world, maybe.
It's crazy because like the match lengths on both nights of Mania, like the ratio to matches to wrestling, so many fucking commercials. It's just
so many commercials. And it's weird because WrestleMania, it used to be 1 4.5, almost 5 hour show.
Yeah.
And now it's split up into 2 nights, and they're 2.5 hours, but you have commercials in between each match. So you're only getting like 5 matches each night.
Yeah.
And it really has taken, like, by the time you got to the main event,
commercial fatigue, just this
you were so fatigued. Slog. And the way night one was horrible, front to back. And the ending, oh my gosh. Randy RKO's Pat McAfee out of nowhere just turns and looks at him and gives him the RKO and then takes a clean pin. I mean, I am so sad for those two because it could have been as good as Roman and Punk.
Yeah,
those are two other guys who have such a great history, and we got none of that.
And there's a lot of online chatter of like, you know, the writing and stuff, and it's like this, you know, and it's your regular Mark Chud fan base saying, you know, well, there's, you know, if you look at, you know, who all the head writers are now, it's women. It's not that.
It's not.
No, I mean,
it's
I love
Bruce
women.
Pritchard.
I love women who love wrestling.
Yeah,
and I mean,
it's Bruce Pritchard, by the way. He's probably who I credit the most with that sort of stuff.
Fair, but I mean, it's the corporate interest of it all.
You're right. It's TKO.
If it wasn't for TKO, I don't think
You're
McAfee would have been pushed his guy on the phone. I don't think we get that angle at all.
If it was Vince, it's Ted DiBiase Jr. fresh off becoming innocent in the court case or being ruled innocent in the court case, and he would have been like, "Pal, I'll bring you back on a month contract, and you and Randy can come in and talk shit, and you can cut promos, pal."
Legacy 2.0.
Yeah.
I can see it now.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna bring the old theme song back. It's gonna be great, pal.
Exactly.
Thank God that didn't happen. Also,
I mean,
that would have also been terrible.
Just horrible outcomes either way.
It's one of those things where, look, man, you see why Cody left.
Yeah.
In the first place, and that was as silly and made him look as silly as the Stardust stuff.
Yeah.
The Stardust stuff. I mean, that was humiliating. He's talked about it in so many interviews. It literally led to him not even enjoying wrestling for a while.
Yeah.
And of course, to come back and have WrestleMania 40, I mean, that was incredible to complete the story. Great. He was on top of the world. He was crowned as basically the new Cena, right? He's the new face for the kids.
Yeah.
And he's your most probably marketable star for like going on ESPN and stuff until Danhausen came back. You know?
Course.
But this was pre-Danhausen.
Yeah.
But you know, now he's main eventing night one. He's either wrestling older guys and just doing these storylines that don't ever pay off, like whatever's going on with Sammy right now. And the Randy stuff just let you down so hard. And then he came out on Raw the next day and just got no pop from the crowd. And I mean, what a scenario, you know?
Yeah.
Do you think Cody is in it for the long haul still?
I mean,
do you think 2030 Cody is with WWE 4 years from now?
Let's see.
That would mean one more contract extension.
I was gonna say, I was thinking about contract.
He's probably here till 27, 28 usually, because TKO, they still won't. Even if you're a top dog, you're not getting more than 2 or 3 year contracts.
I'm gonna go 50-50 on it.
Yeah,
just because like a lot can happen within that span. I mean, wrestling fans quite fickle. You know there's it's the tides.
Yeah,
it goes with the tides. And the thing is, like, I was talking to a friend of mine about just like them coming back to wrestling and like getting into like, a bunch of stuff with wrestling, and they're getting their partner into it and all this other stuff, and like introducing people. They're an AEW fan, but there's something for everyone, which is great, because like, I mean, we don't have to just see Cody as the main guy. Like, I mean, it's one of those things, and he can go anywhere.
He can.
It's a thing, and I mean, I don't know if, he's welcome back with open arms at AEW. I mean,
dude, Omega and him still get along.
Yeah.
Man. Omega was wishing him good luck, and I think even had congratulated him on a recent match or something.
I mean, it's a never say never business.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I think if there was any harshness with Cody, I almost wonder if, like, what happened with Punk makes you look at Cody different if you're like Omega and you're the Young Bucks, because you're like, well, Cody, no matter what you can say about the guy, he handled it all the right way.
Yeah.
He was putting young guys over when he first came here, and if anything, that was to his detriment in the long term for the AEW run.
Yeah.
And but it's, does he need creative control of his matches to get over, do you think? Because I
think he needs creative guidance.
When he's backed by TKO and Triple H, I feel like it's killing him slowly. When he was winning at WrestleMania 40, it almost felt like we got him there by watching him in AEW.
Yeah.
And supporting him when he came back to WWE, and him also wrestling injured against Seth in the cage.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's still such an iconic image too, just him taking the robe off in that gigantic...
Seth didn't know what it looked like, and people thought it was makeup. It looked so bad.
No, that was insane.
And that was a 30-minute brutal match where they're suplexing each other. I mean, and there were a lot of spots where they were playing into the injury angle, and I mean, it was extreme wrestling, and it was like, wow, like Cody's coming back and bringing a different edge.
Yeah, there's like heat,
and then Punk came back and had the matches with Drew, and that was killing AEW. And you're right, now it's almost like AEW has this new life again, because I think Tony Khan, and he's even talked about this recently in interviews like with Ariel Helwani, where he says, I'm looking for guys that want to be in AEW long term.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to go to WWE, that's fine, but I think we're going to see a lot less instances. Okay, obviously Punk and Rhodes, those guys are industry stars. You're going to sign them, of course, and if they want to go to WWE, that's their choice, and obviously Tony Khan doesn't know all of his wrestlers' intentions, but I think we're going to see less powerhouse Hobbs situations. We're going to see less guys that are in factions leave for random reasons. We're already seeing it now with guys like Ciampa that just jump ship directly and actually get a lot of airtime and are actually doing better right off the bat and are getting booked stronger. And then you see what's happening.
Getting titles immediately and then immediately losing them.
Yeah, and they're amazing, amazing matches.
Yeah.
Like Ciampa came in and was making statements immediately. And then you see how it goes the other way. Look at what happened to Hobbs.
Yeah.
They renamed him.
Yeah.
And he comes out, he debuts at the Rumble, and then doesn't show up for weeks.
He's almost it's very oh gosh, who is it? The tall Nigerian
Oba.
Oba.
No,
not Oba. Damn, I can't shoot, with MVP. Big Nigerian guy, it's
Omos or something?
Omos.
Omos.
It's an Omos situation.
That's right.
It's kind of an Omos situation.
Yeah.
Where it's like giant guy, this freak, and he comes out, it's strong, but then it's like, not even used sparingly, just kind of forgotten about. And it is kind of a toy box syndrome that Khan had with a lot of his, like, just snatching up guys after their non-competes and just languishing. Like, who was it that in an interview recently had said something like called out Khan about like just sitting. It's gonna bother me, but I just remember seeing that like.
You're such a wrestling historian with this stuff, man. You are so in the know with this stuff. Like, this is why I had to have you on, because your level of indie knowledge, even up to now, not just from the past, but up to now, is next level.
I appreciate it.
So for dude, people are like, how is this guy forgetting a name like Omos? It's like, dude, come on, this guy watches 80 hours of wrestling a week. This guy used to watch Ricochet when he had hair. Before Prince Puma. This guy is a ball knower. But oh, dude, of course.
Oh man, I'm glad there's no video. I'm blushing underneath the hat.
So to get into some of the matches though, so you liked Roman and Punk. Like Like, if you were Dave Meltzer, what's your star rating? Not that we have to get too into this, like, segment-wise, you know?
I'm
like,
going 4.5.
I'm
going to do 4.5 just because, like, I mean, not perfect, but it was perfect for them.
Yeah.
And what that story was telling. And, you know, I'm not going to...
The pace was great.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the GTS spots, whenever Punk gives him one, and Roman bounces off the rope and lands right back on his shoulders. And the way Roman did it, it looked like he was unconscious the whole time. Just flopping around, flopped back onto Punk's shoulders, and then Punk can't even get back up for the second GTS. I mean, that is old school territory wrestling storytelling.
That is,
that is what happens when you have a guy like Punk, who is not only a great wrestler, but a fan his whole life.
Knows the psychology of it all. And just like
innate knowledge of that.
Yeah. Can tell that story to that, you know, within that one spot, and just, you know, moves into this next thing, this next part of the match, and it, you know, just build the build and that pacing, and that's just fantastic.
And it's not flattering to be on the top rope about to give the elbow drop to Roman and look like the old guy.
Yeah.
But he knew what he looked like up there on the top rope, and he knew that he looked probably haggard and tired and bruised. And he looked like a desperate guy.
Yeah, but I mean, you have those WrestleMania moments like that where it's like, you know, you've pulled out all of your stops.
This is it. This is the Super Bowl.
This is it. Like, you have to do that. Like, I mean, and, you know, for it to be an almost hour kind of affair, you know, that's like, but it's a WrestleMania thing where you have to go almost an hour for that, like, that main event. And
the bill demanded it too. The bill demanded an hour with those two guys. And you know what? No interference. Two guys just telling a great story, having a physical fight.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. And who would have guessed that would have done great? Compare that to night one, TKO. Imagine, like just, there's no way it's good business to do night one again.
Yeah,
there's no way. Okay. I'm actually cool with guys like Speed coming in, because they've come in the past and they've actually taken a little bit of a beating. Like that Braun Spear, of course, is iconic. In the Rumble, I mean, that's one of the most brutal celebrity bumps we've literally ever seen. You know, on the level of Steve-O Umaga for real. And it's just, but you got Jelly Roll. Like, you have guys that are not in shape.
Yeah.
Coming in.
To his credit, you know, Jelly Roll does, you know, is doing the work and everything else. It's just one of those things where I'm thinking, if it was a different celebrity and they were doing the work, would it be more respected?
You know who they should have brought in, I thought, was a guy like Jake Paul, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But if you have Logan and Jake doing stuff, and I'm not even a Jake guy, but it's like, okay, if we're going to involve celebrities at all, right? If we're just going to do it blatantly, Speed and Jake doing stuff with the Vision. You already had Speed doing stuff with the Vision. Have Speed, instead of being with the Vision, have Speed be like a Seth guy or something. You know, have him be somebody that is, because he's a face.
Like, what's Mr. Beast doing right now?
Yeah.
Besides supposedly being broke, like, I read that, I saw that article, like,
is
that
he broke
headline.
Now?
I mean, he had said something along the lines that, like, you know, a lot of my viewers have more money in their bank account than I do. It's like, I'm a billionaire on paper. It's like,
yeah, he may be a credit guy. He may be a guy that has all these videos on credit, and it's one of those things where he just took out all these loans, but he had money at the start. Now he's so deep into it now, and now he's just waiting on these like paychecks to come in.
Mr. Beast versus,
maybe he did too much.
Mr. Beast versus Logan.
See, I'm just happy.
Night one WrestleMania, Mr. Beast versus Logan.
That could be like an first hour ESPN.
Yeah, that's the
that
opener
they would do. You know.
Then Logan comes back for like something, you know, just to show the workhorse mentality that he has. Because
and it could actually turn Logan almost into a face, right? If you're TKO and you're saying, okay, we want Logan Paul merch to sell. We don't just want, you know, because we're thinking business, right? So let's just be business minded here for a second and say, okay, Jake comes in and he's tight with the Vision or whatever, and this is like a rare Paul betrayal, or something like that. where he's like, Logan, you're getting too big for your britches or whatever. You know, you think you're bigger than the Vision. You think because of your pod, you know, it could get funny. It could get funny. He's like, you think because of your podcast,
jabs, just those personal brotherly jabs.
Yeah, and then have have it be Logan and Paul doing a segment, and then Jake has like music that hits. Like have it be Everyday Bro that just starts playing over the speakers, and everybody's like, have it be like Go Home Heat right off the bat.
Oh yeah,
with like his most hated song from years ago that went viral.
Yeah,
and that's like a great, I think, celebrity interaction. Maybe they tried to do that.
It's
and
like
didn't
a
get
ghost
it.
to the past coming to haunt him.
Yeah,
you know, that sort of.
It's like Jelly Roll Man.
I
McAfee
don't know.
As a heel.
I think that was the start of AI writing all this stuff. I don't know, but it's just either way, it stunk of just some horrible creative, and it's just because they've done stuff where it's like the new thing, the new flavor is incorporated within the product, and it's come out fine. You know, I mean, I'm gonna go back to like the Attitude Era, Mike Tyson, being incorporated into a feud. Into, you know, the Stone Cold versus DX, that sort of thing. That worked.
Yeah, he was also a boxer.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had gotten Conor McGregor. That's what that would have been like if Conor McGregor was cutting promos on Raw.
I mean, does it speak to the lack of creative, or does it speak to this weird starification of, you know, your YouTube celebrity, like the social media darlings? Like, do we have celebrities anymore, legitimate celebrities?
I think it's a mix of a few things, of course. Like, it's maybe not all one thing, but that's certainly part of it. I agree with you. I would say that is a part of it, that there's just less A-listers in general, you know what I mean? There's just a whole lot of B and C listers now. But I would also say that WWE has moved closer to Hollywood than it has in a while.
That is true.
Roman and Cody are doing movies. Even guys like Drew are doing movies.
Yeah.
You know, we used to not see that stuff happening all the time. Imagine if like the Hardys were doing movies and stuff back in the day. Like, you know, not that anybody really young right now is doing a whole lot of that stuff, but WWE is sending their guys out to do other stuff.
Yeah.
I remember before WrestleMania, it seemed like every single wrestler was doing podcasts.
Yeah.
I saw Cody was on Shane Gillis's podcast.
Yeah, that was a hell of an episode.
That is a TKO booking.
Yeah.
That is TKO calling Shane Gillis or whoever books the pod and saying, we'll give you this amount of money to have Cody on the week before WrestleMania.
Exactly. And it's there's a video element to it. It's like, make sure the Wheatley's, prominently placed, label
out.
out.
You guys are hammered on the pod.
Just
drink Wheatley that show. Yeah. And Shane's like, sure, and you'll pay me money? Why not? And also, Cody's great. He was the perfect guy to send for that kind of pod. But it's just like, it's...
crossed a lot of demographics.
I think part of it, man, is like, look, man, I'm 23, but we're just starting to age out. I think a little bit. I think it is starting to be one of those things where it's like, it's not my dad's WWE, you know what I mean, or WWF. It hasn't been that for a while.
Yeah.
And when it was mine, that was like the Shield and all that stuff, and Cena's basically whole run. And now we're entering this new era where we're almost in it's not stylistically this way, but we're almost in a ruthless aggression era in terms of there is nobody that is at number one clearly.
Yeah.
Like, Roman surely is doing the bloodline stuff, but he's surrounded by a lot of guys right now.
Insulated.
He's very insulated. He's very protected right now.
Like, you have to climb a ladder to get to the steps, and then there's, a security guard you have to get through to get to this other room. Like, that's how insulated Roman is. It's like you have to get close to the top, then you have a whole nother level of sub bosses that you have to get through in order to get to him, which is a cool importance. Like, I mean, there's significance to him.
It's predictable in the sense that we're not going to see him, maybe get color on a Raw. We're not going to see him, be beat up horribly backstage and made to look weak. He's not going to get squashed. I wish, man. I'm so sad that Brock has come back, and all this stuff.
That
Roman and Oba should have been our build from now, like from before Clash in Italy, even, I would say. Have Roman wrestle Fatu at Backlash, whatever, Have Oba be off TV and have Aura or whatever when he comes back to challenge Roman. But have Fatu acknowledge Roman after Backlash. Because that was a fine match. You didn't need to do it twice. Now Fatu acknowledges
or any
him.
of the other matches that were done twice at Clash.
Yeah. Well, and then Oba comes out on that next Raw. Like whenever the Usos and Fatu and Roman, they're pointing the fingers to the sky. And, we just had like a 5-minute Roman entrance or whatever. And Oba just comes in to like shatter it. And it's really a match where you don't know who can win it. Because both these guys can't really afford to look weak right now.
Yeah.
Maybe you have Roman get color on a Raw with a guy like Oba. Maybe Oba says, I'm going to do an F5 to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Through the table, through the announcer table. Like, there just could have been carnage from now until SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, okay, you could have had it be a much slower build than that, where it's at first just promos and stuff, and they're not hardly touching each other.
Yeah.
And you could have the matches be Oba versus the Usos 2-on-1.
God, just and to exhibit that, like, the strength and, like, just to show how big of a big man like Oba is. Like, I mean,
the Usos can take the pins.
Yeah, of course.
And you could even make it like a kind of match where Oba has to like get a toolbox out though, and maybe Roman comes out and does something to the ref to try to help the Usos. Like, you could have made the Bloodline look like this Judgment Day level faction where they're always together, they're always helping each other. Roman is helping the Usos, so you understand why the Usos are part of the Bloodline.
Yeah.
It's not just to push Roman, it's to push everybody. And then now
like Roman just masterminding from behind the scenes, like, just having segments where he's calling stuff from the back, like, just build an aura for Roman,
Dude, imagine if okay, so it's like, okay, Clash in Italy, you have Oba beat the Usos 2-on-1. Then next you have Fatu and Oba have a build.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
The Samoan werewolf that is basically the second in command right now in the Bloodline, right below
like
Roman.
the new enforcer.
Yeah,
like
the new Solo,
Yeah.
basically. And he's coming out and he's playing dirty. And Roman and the Usos come out to help and just have it be like a more desperate attempt to beat Oba and then have it end like in an unsatisfying way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have it end in like a DQ.
Yeah.
Or have it end, have Oba like miss and punch the ref accidentally and that's what ends the match and Oba's like disappointed or something, You could have had it be this thing where now it's like, okay, the Bloodline figured something out here.
Yeah.
They didn't lose. It's like fighting Lu Bu, you know what I mean? Like, you just have to avoid him and try to scheme it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it would have made him look smart. You could have had faction wars with Judgment Day after SummerSlam and stuff, after an Oba build and everything. And then imagine like Bloodline rules at SummerSlam, but Oba just before the match even happens says that he's not going to have anybody come out.
Yeah.
So he's like, Roman, just bring all your boys. Just bring them all. I'll fight all 4 of you. Maybe Solo's back in there at this point. Like, I'm just totally fantasy booking here.
Yeah. But, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say f that. F the f the rules. F the Bloodline rules match.
Okay.
And I'm going with another great big man match.
Okay.
The Punjabi prison.
Okay.
Bring back the Punjabi prison.
It would be better than what Oba's up to right now.
Yeah,
with this
truly.
Brock
I mean,
stuff.
it wouldn't work like culturally speaking, but just like to have that sort of a weird oddity for like a big man, just that thing, like, it'd be kind of hilarious.
Yeah, dude, Oba and Danhausen could have been doing stuff. You could have had Oba, like, instead of, okay, so you don't want Roman to have to face Oba, right? You don't want to have to pick a winner here. Okay, so just have Danhausen, have the Miz just take ridiculous bumps from Oba for a little bit, because Oba has been blessed by Danhausen, and that was secretly why he won against Brock, but secretly Danhausen's just lying to, you know what I mean? Like you could just have hijinks going on right now.
And he's such a character, like, he's down for it, and everyone is so behind him still. Like, I mean, it's just like,
me and you could sit down here and probably
we could hash out
really
creative.
good
We should do that after.
I was gonna
get
say,
off mic.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry, I don't mean to mess the pod with all that stuff. But seriously, like, I've just had so much time to sit and think about this stuff.
For sure.
It's like wasted opportunities.
Other main events, like we were kind of chatting about, like, before, like, I mean, even before today was Grande Americano, the Mask versus Mask.
Easily match of the year, right?
Yes, and that has been that has been a title that has been passed around month to month, but that one's going to hold at least until November, I think, just because it's like there was so much being done within a 30-minute span, because that was only a 30-minute match. Like the preamble and then like the post was, at least 15 minutes on either side.
Yeah.
But just everything, every bit of story that was told throughout that match, like, I mean, the interference between, Julio and I forget the other
You're talking about the blind comedian here.
Yeah, the blind comedian.
It previously was pulled over a barricade by OG El Grande Americano and put into an ankle lock, Kurt Angle style.
Yeah.
A
crazy,
blind
politically
comedian.
Incorrect ableism type, stuff.
Dude, that's celebrity interaction.
Yeah.
Like, that's if Kurt did that to Stevie Wonder, you know what I mean? That's like our comparison.
Yeah,
of that.
exactly. That's the only cultural...
It's just like bullying somebody. That's what they were having him do, was really old school heel stuff in this build. And obviously, we still don't even know the full stories of this Ludwig Kaiser arrest.
Yeah,
that happened.
Being
like
too amorous
month.
On an elevator.
Yeah,
that's a real that's a Latin lover move, man. Like
the story as we know it, and correct me if I'm wrong. If anything's been changed and you know about it, or if you can just add to it, feel free. But Ludwig, and who is the woman who he's dating, who happens to be the ring announcer in AAA, who we see on TV just as much as Ludwig and Gable and all these guys, who are the mask versus mask guys, the Grandes. And they were making out in an elevator, apparently, and some guy was in the elevator with them and got off on his floor and apparently turned around and said something to him. And there's been so many things said. This is where it becomes fantasy. Yeah. Because it's like, what was said, we don't know. What we do know is, of course, they let Ludwig travel to Mexico. Yeah. He was arrested in Florida, I believe.
Yes.
Or something like that.
Something like that.
So clearly they didn't feel that the situation justified any kind. Like, he was not a flight risk in a sense, even if he had just beat a guy up. Yeah. Which is what he did. So this guy, like 2 to 3 weeks before his match, where on screen he's defending this woman too against OG, is in the streets defending this woman. Like,
I mean, that's down for your woman. Like, either way, like, kayfabe, shoot, like, I mean,
TKO can't even write that. Like, that added an element of real life stuff where it's like, this dude is a real life badass.
Real Latin lover energy, man. Yeah. Like, I mean, props to him.
This guy is showing up every Saturday. He learns Spanish to cut promos in front of Mexican crowds that have adored him. Yeah. In America, this guy is the heel in this storyline. But in Mexico, he comes out and he is like, he's Roman. He's their guy. He's their Rey Mysterio right now. He's and of course now Rey's AAA GM, so we're gonna see more stuff there. I mean, AAA is firing on all cylinders right now.
And I love that it's now like it's available on YouTube.
It is like all free on YouTube. Yeah. Triple Mania, you can go watch it right now, folks.
For the free. Like, I watched that before, just to reacquaint myself. Like, they just posted it on the, I think it's the WWE YouTube.
WWE YouTube channel has the English version, and if you want the Spanish version, it's on the AAA YouTube channel. They give you it all for free, and there are breaks for commercial breaks, but since it's on YouTube, they just cut to like a blank screen, and you can just skip through the commercial breaks, so it's not even like WrestleMania. You basically have no commercial breaks. Yeah. And you should watch the whole card, of course. It was all amazing. But the mask versus mask match is the match of the year, and I think was probably the best build of this decade so far.
I
mean, we were texting about this earlier. I think it's up there with CM Punk and MJF for build of the year in terms of like, okay, the match, the payoff match is one thing, but the actual build, like my vibe going into a match.
This was long-term storytelling. I mean, Gable pulling this gimmick off for, what's it, like almost a year and a half? Something like that. I mean, he's been Grande Americano for at least a year.
Yeah, before WrestleMania 41, he was already doing this.
Yes, he was doing this, and it was just this solid groundwork to, bring in, it was such a fucking telenovela. Yeah. There was that, like, you have this established character, then you have the twin brother angle, and it's just like, who's the real one, and it just, And then everything else just piled on top of it, and all the ancillary characters showing up. Pimpernel Escalita. Yes.
Of Lucha Underground fame. Which if you watch any Lucha Underground, you'll know Pimpinella, especially in the early episodes. But a wrestling Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Still wrestling Hall of Famer.
An icon.
An icon comes out to help El Grande in this match. Yeah. And OG kicks out.
Yeah.
Even after the help from Pimpinella. And it's like, wow. Because there's a business side of this too where you wonder, are they going to let OG win because he's the face to the American fans? There was the story was so well told during this build that one country roots for one guy and another roots for another guy. Because the Mexican fans saw OG as appropriating their culture, and they saw El Grande, not the OG, as a guy who learned the culture in a respectful manner and represented Mexican wrestling, even though he's a white guy.
Yeah.
You know, like these guys are both white.
Yeah.
But they're both luchas. And and Gable, of course, was very respectful to the culture. But I'm saying this was the kayfabe perspective that was presented to us, is that OG was using this and that this was just an opportunity for him to do business, to make money. He was beating up chicks.
Yeah.
He was beating up blind comedians that weren't even wrestlers.
Yeah.
And then El Grande is again coming out fighting him in these segments on AAA that you can still go back on YouTube and watch. Please go back and watch some of these matches, y'all.
Fantastic build.
Fantastic build. You get Corey Graves on commentary and JBL.
Yes.
Which is just fantastic. By the way, did you know that JBL was saying, I'm going to be AAA GM for weeks? Like during those AAA shows that this build was happening, he was saying, well, I'm 100% going to be AAA GM, Corey. So, and I actually believed it just because of it's JBL, you know?
JBL.
And I thought he was just having fun by just spoiling it, basically. And then Rey Mysterio becomes AAA GM, and Rey was on commentary with them.
Yeah.
And so it's funny because JBL was like, well, I'm going to be AAA. And it was secretly the guy that was sitting next to him the whole time, who was being very respectful, you know?
God, it
made him look like such an ass.
Yeah.
It is hilarious. Like, he's not afraid to look like such a loser,
I mean,
you know?
he'll do it for the bid. I mean, he'll commit to the bid. He'll do whatever to make that look better.
And even they made that mask versus masks match better. Because Gable kicks out after the Pimpinella interference.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's just, they're both bleeding under their masks.
Yeah.
It's a gruesome match after a certain point. Once you're like 20 minutes in, they're both bleeding so much, and both of their masks have been ripped.
it's like a Wolverine versus Sabretooth fight. Yeah. Like Wolverine's mask is like the hair is kind of exposed on Grande Americano. Yeah. And it's just, there's even Gable taking his mask off and them just holding on it. That's an iconic image. There's a lot of great iconography that can be used throughout. And that's what makes a great match of the year, contender for me, is just the imagery of it all. Like the Darby MJF.
Yeah.
That's another one with,
Dude,
the coffin drop,
great match. Oh,
coffin drop off the apron, the way that was just
it. You were down there with MJF, so you saw how tall he was up there.
Capital C, capital all the letters after it. Cinema. Just the photography on that shot, just for him to miss, just insane. And then the spear into the cameraman. Don't know if that was, I mean, the tope, outside, whatever you want to call that.
The suicide dive, suicide dive. That's just Darby's regular move, but everybody else calls it a suicide dive.
Well, not even in the way. He's off to the side.
Yeah, and MJF pulls him. MJF actually pulls the cameraman into it, so he didn't just duck out of the way. He wanted Darby to still hit something. Yeah. And he wanted him to hit like a heavy-ass camera with the guy holding it and get hurt.
Yeah.
Which, of course, not to rewind too much, but at the very start of this match, Darby does a suicide dive and lands on the back of his head.
Yeah.
And he to describe it to folks who are listening who just may not know, he literally suicide dived and his foot clipped one of the ropes as he's going through. Now MJF moves out of the way and is laughing at him on the ground after he takes his bump, but he falls and he's basically like his body is going, it's like a C. He's making a C shape, but his neck is the bottom of the C.
Yeah.
On the ground.
It's
insane. And even the announcers, like even Taz is like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, and it goes dead air for a second because we don't even know if Darby's going to keep wrestling.
Yeah.
And MJF's just laughing at him.
Yeah,
And this is after Darby defends the belt 9 times, I believe, in a 30-day period. What a world championship run. If you're going to have MJF not be a champion, a guy like Darby is worthy.
Yeah.
And that's great. AEW needs more guys than MJF that can wear that belt.
Just workhorses. Like
just
solid
workhorses.
Like,
well, and we were talking about this too, the Mick Foley Darby connection, right? That coffin drop that happened later.
The bang bang
when he climbs on top of the light fixtures, where the guys are coming out doing their entrances,
and like
for once,
they're Tron, they're Titantron.
Yeah, for once I believed Shivani when he said 20 feet.
Yeah,
because Shivani said, "Well, that's easily 20 feet."
Yeah,
and then again, the camera work was amazing. It cuts to a shot where you're down there with MJF and you're just looking up at Darby and you're just like, Jesus.
You get that close up at Darby, bang, bang.
Yeah,
and
it's not like he's hitting the swanton.
Yeah.
He's hitting a coffin drop, which is a much more devastating move for himself,
and
I would
it was
say.
a great precursor to like what was going to happen with the conclusion of the match, because they're right there, that barber chair, the table, you know, if you're mindful of these cues, you know, there's something that's not going to happen. MJF's not going to get shaved. Like, it's just one of those. It's just a nice physical location cue that may not go down.
And did you notice that whenever that coffin drop happens, so he hits MJF, right? MJF kind of leans up and braces him. MJF takes it perfectly. Actually helped him a little bit, I would say, because that's just from that height. How do you do that safely?
That move is a literal trust fall.
Literal.
And you have to have like,
it's just falling backwards.
Yeah, it really is. It's a goth trust fall.
At least Darby's skinny. Yeah. At least he's like a skinny guy. You know that. You know, he's not a heavy guy doing that.
Brody King doing that move is that would kill a man. That's a hearse drop.
That would kill a man.
Yeah,
that would actually kill somebody on live television. But I don't know if you noticed, but you know, Darby's the back of his head started bleeding after that, and it's because he hits MJF. And they were on this little bit of a ramp. If you notice, there was like a checkered ramp. It looked like a checkers board.
It was like a barber floor.
Exactly. Yeah, it looked like a barbershop floor, and they were on. And MJF was on this table on top of that.
Yeah, it was like a raised platform.
Yeah, the way Darby hit MJF, he fell back. And the back of his head clipped the corner of that checkered table, and that's what cut him open.
Yeah.
Because I had to go back and watch it. I noticed that he was bleeding from the back of his head live.
Yeah, because like I saw that like at the, you know, and it's just like the back, that back part of his like just above the base of his neck, but it's just that little red like thing, you know, on his mohawk.
It was like in his hair. Like you couldn't see a gash.
Yeah.
It was just like a general river of blood. It was just like cascading and
like a rat tail of blood. Just
literally, and it's staining his hair, looking sick, and he can't even see it, right? That's the craziest part. He can just feel it dripping down the back of his head.
Would have been an iconic image if it happened in the front.
And just red, if it was all over,
just the red tuft right there, and then like the half, like, you know, smeared, like, I mean,
dude, that would have been amazing.
You go back to another great main event match, WrestleMania, Bret Hart versus Stone Cold.
Yeah, the color in that match is very selective.
I still remember, speaking of merch, the Blood from a Stone, the red Austin 316 shirt with Stone Cold's face on the back with just black and white, but the red. Like, I mean, you have to look at like those iconic images. Like, I mean, that would have been, but I mean, you know, you're doing that thing on the fly. Yeah. It's just, you know.
Well, another thing with, you know, that's such a great match to bring up in this situation, Bret Hart and Stone Cold, because these are those guys for AEW. These are the two top draws.
The Scorpion Deathlock.
Oh, dude, all the throwbacks to Sting,
and
Foley, like you get this vibe that Darby is this darling for the older, these these guys that were, 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
You're talking 200 matches a year. These guys were wrestling, like, at least. Some guys were wrestling 250, regularly, and just beating the hell out of their bodies. Darby is the only guy, honestly, any promotion that I know of, maybe on the indies there's a higher work rate, but he's the only guy that I see on TV that is wrestling on almost every single show that I see him on.
Yeah.
Cuts promos too, like comes out, is a great champion as well, has matches with guys like Takeshita. Just great stylistic clashes of like guys that are really technical versus Darby, who is just going to throw himself at you with all his might. And that's the old school mentality. It's a little sloppy, but if you look at the spots, those are Attitude Era spots that he's doing. Those are Ruthless Aggression Era spots. Those are clearly inspired by the wrestlers of that time.
Yeah. I mean, even the finish of it, like, I mean, MJF doing the tombstone off the ropes, insane.
Yeah, such a devastating looking move, and actually safe.
Yeah,
like the way MJF does it doesn't ever hurt anybody.
Yeah, I mean it's
even safer than Taker's. Tombstone.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
how do you beat the best guy ever?
No, it's
This is the guy right now, dude. Oh, I mean the fantasy booking podcast, one day we're gonna have to do an MJF Roman
for sure
thing, because they're easily the two best in the world, I would say, right now, especially for their respective promotions.
I've already got a name for it.
Do you?
Marketing, WWF.
Oh, they're gonna steal that, and we're gonna make no money.
Yeah.
Should I censor that? No, I'm kidding. No. just play like but yeah, you're absolutely right. The finish of that match, MJF Darby Allin told a great story. MJF becomes a 3-time world champion at 30. He just turned 30 this year. And if you listen to any of his podcasts recently, he's been very reflective on being a 3-time world champion at 30 and how rare that is to have won a world title 3 times. Because especially back in the day, your whole 20s, you were putting guys over.
Yeah.
And even now, that's still the attitude. If you look at WWE, it's a bunch of 40-year-old guys, Cody, Randy, Drew. Like, I love Punk. I love a lot of these guys, but where are the next generation of guys? Is it just, like, we need more airtime for guys like Javon and Oba.
Yeah.
And we just need better booking in general for those guys, too. Same with Ethan Page, same with Ricky Saints. I don't know what they're doing with Ricky. Like, they're not doing right by the next generation right now, and I don't know where that leaves WWE, because here's the thing, man, Double or Nothing, this past event makes AEW 7 years old.
Yeah.
And WCW took about that amount of time to start winning the Monday Night War.
Yeah, the Monday Night Wars,
I'm not saying AEW has to launch a Monday night show or move Dynamite to Monday. I think that's a bad move.
No, it's because you're established.
Keep it on Wednesday because you're very established. You're on your peak Dynamites, you're matching SmackDown.
Yeah.
You're matching those ratings.
Yeah.
And that because they don't even include the HBO ratings a lot of times.
The other thing is, like, it's, at time of this recording, it's a Saturday.
Yeah.
Do you watch Collision?
Hardly ever.
That's a product that I don't think like a lot of people. Yeah. It's just
they should position Ring of Honor as their secondary show. Their secondary show should just be Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
In my opinion, just call it Ring of Honor and let them be a Saturday TBS or TNT show.
Yeah.
If you want to have a show on Saturday, but I think the problem is it being Saturday. I think that's just
that's a
horrible night to have a weekly.
I mean,
because
you had Rampage, and it was
that was Friday.
That was the Friday thing.
Competitor to SmackDown.
Yeah, it's like move Collision to Friday.
Yeah.
Like compete
keep Collision.
Once again. Yeah. Keep Collision, but just move it to, because it's just one of those things like I forget. Like, I mean, because once again, we as wrestling fans, we're eating good. We have something on almost every night of the week. But it's just one of those things, if you want to compete with, your WWEs, you have to go in direct competition sometimes.
Yeah. There's the problem to me would be moving Dynamite to Mondays. I think if AEW did want to do a Monday night thing, there's nothing wrong with that. And doing it on Wednesday, if you're okay, they could do this. They could use the same rosters for both shows, right? Or they could let whatever show they have on Mondays be a complete separate roster from Dynamite or whatever. But you would probably have to move big names to Monday if you really want to compete with that slot, right? So that, AEW's in a tough spot there. I don't even know the answer. I don't even know the advice to give.
It's an extremely hard, question and to answer.
Yeah.
But
maybe if they did something on YouTube, that would be the move. Instead of something on cable,
and they could call it Dark, and they could call it Dark Elevation.
It could be, it could be just all these guys that are young. It could be like their NXT, but just make it their secondary show, and that's how it's its own roster, is because it's your developmental talents,
exactly,
and they're guys that are getting over on their own. Or I guess you could move Ring of Honor to Monday night, try to put it on cable, or just put it on YouTube, and then have the pay-per-views be on YouTube too.
There is too much. It's like you have. I love having the access to Dynamite and Collision because of HBO and HBO subscription. I don't know what Khan's doing with Honor Club. Do you know anybody who's that big of a mark that is subscribed to Honor Club?
No, it's TNA Plus levels of obscure. It's its own thing. If you pay for that, you are only getting Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I don't even think they're using Triller anymore now that AEW has parted.
Yeah,
I think Ring of Honor is also...
AEW is now a thing, their own flagship kind of app, a la the WWE Network almost.
Here's the thing, man. Ring of Honor has a great roster. That was where they had Danhausen doing stuff. That's where Athena is.
Yeah.
Athena's still doing great stuff there as I believe she's still the women's champion. But there's promising talent on Ring of Honor that is worthy of TV time.
Yeah.
And should be, on, okay, here's the thing, man. TK does have ends. What cable station do you think they would be on if they went to Mondays? Do you think they could talk to Fox, who showed interest in wrestling with SmackDown a few years ago and got done a very raw deal? But they say, hey, look, we're the new WCW. You're going to be our Nitro. We're not going to call it. We're not going to call it Nitro, but it's going to be its own thing. We're going to put all our number. It's going to be our effort show.
Yeah.
We might make Dynamite more of a secondary show based off this because you're going to be our big cable show. I don't know if TNT would get mad at that, but it's looking like TK might have to depart from them anyway kind of soon. So it's like they have to figure something out, and they have to figure out also how to compete with WWE at the same time. And that's tough. And that's why I think it's actually good that I've seen TK, we were talking about this earlier. He's made an effort to just stand alone.
Yeah.
Let AEW be its own product because there are fans that just watch AEW and don't watch WWE at all. There are fans that do that. I'm not saying it's a whole lot, but it's a growing number.
Yeah.
It is a growing number.
There are a lot of people that, watch both. Some people just watch the one product. It's just... once again, like I said, we're spoiled for choice. We're eating good, and it's a thing.
Some people just watch Raw and Dynamite and skip SmackDown and Collision.
Yeah,
there's a lot of fans that have weird watch patterns that, where they just want to watch the stars on the number one shows.
Yeah.
But okay, so we were talking about AEW shows. You know how I think WWE can save SmackDown? If they're not going to have intergender matches, just separate the rosters based on men and women.
True.
Let women have openers and main event weekly shows.
Yeah.
Let Rhea have the same type of airtime that Roman gets.
Yeah.
She should get that amount of airtime. Let the Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss stuff air out. We can establish Nia Jax and Lash Legend more.
Yes.
There is not enough airtime for how talented they are.
There is a great women's division.
Dude, Saul Ruka and Becky on a mid-card on SmackDown, except they get 20 minutes instead of 10.
Yeah.
And maybe we get a little bit of a scrum because they're both wrestlers that don't mind getting messy on Raws and SmackDowns. So it's like maybe that's how they could save SmackDown is it's like allow SmackDown to be a women's only show.
Yeah.
And then if a guy shows up, it's like a quirky thing, like Ethan Page showing up to help Chelsea Green or something like that. And it could be him getting real heel work because he could come out and and I don't know, get old school heat.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing that kind of stuff,
it's an interesting that's an interesting concept.
The only problem is I think they want to push too many of the men. They don't want to give the airtime to the women. They don't want the vision stuck on the mid card of like Raw all the time. They want SmackDown to be a show where like there are more options, especially for guys like Cody and stuff. Like, what would you do with Cody on Raw if now you have the WWE champ and the World Heavyweight champ on the same? I think it'd be time for a unification match.
Are they going to be doing a another draft? Is the draft coming up? Have they thrown away draft?
I think. Didn't LA Knight get drafted to SmackDown recently?
Who knows what's happening with LA Knight at this point?
The only problem is that the draft isn't meaningful anymore. Really,
it really
because
isn't.
They just share the rosters and stuff, and the Usos are doing stuff. On
it's
both
just
shows.
It all gets it was a big event, and then it all just kind of becomes null and void because someone hops onto another show to either run interference, call somebody out, whatever. So it's just like.
Yeah.
Does that matter anymore?
Could you imagine the opening of SmackDown and it's like Rhea and the Charlotte stuff that they've been doing? Like, I don't know how much you've been keeping up with the Rhea stuff, but they've had her and Charlotte and Alexa be this like odd tag team that don't really get along against Jade Cargill.
Yeah,
and her little faction.
Yeah,
and I forget their name, but
isn't it the baddies?
The baddies. I think
like
it's very
that's
basic.
her fans. I think it's one of the.
It's
her
very
mic skills
basic.
are kind of basic,
it doesn't stand out.
It
It doesn't stand out, unfortunately.
Don't come at me, Jade.
Well, but imagine if they're coming out and getting 15, 20-minute ad-free segments to start the show. You could have great backstage stuff. You could have them. I don't know. I just think one it's fresh because you're not having the Usos show up on both shows, and now you're just getting more of the same.
You're getting them out there to like. Stretch promo skills. Yeah, get the reps in.
And the women deserve these main events on SmackDowns. They deserve these long matches. They deserve long promos. I think, and that's the thing. Okay, so they're saying, SmackDown's cutting down to a 2-hour show. Anyway, here soon. So you don't even really have to. Work all that hard. You can basically just move the women's roster over, move the guys over. The guys have 3 hours to work with on Raw, and SmackDown is still a 2-hour show, but you're still on USA Network, and you still have like Evolution, which is a women's only pay-per-view. So you can have like unique builds. You know what I mean?
I mean, even giving them just an hour. On SmackDown.
Yeah.
I mean, cut it up however you want.
Ladies first.
Throughout. Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Yeah, ladies first. It could be the first hour of SmackDown.
Yeah.
And that's all that it is. But the problem is that kills Cody in a way, right? It's like, okay, well, now Cody never gets to open a show. Now Cody, because he's their WWE
Then he turns
champ,
into Raven.
Man.
What about me? What about Cody?
Not to be selfish, but I just think, like, how would the locker room react to something like that?
That is true.
And man, I don't know what they're going to do with SmackDown. I'm starting to wonder how much they actually care about SmackDown, because you know what I learned is the whole reason why they're even moving back to 2 hours is because it's a USA decision.
Yeah.
TKO lets USA decide whether SmackDown is 2 or 3 hours.
Wow. Creative control. Creative control. Who'd thunk?
Yeah, they're just like, hey, USA, you want us for 3 hours? And they're like, no, we want Braun Strowman's eating show at 9 instead of 10. So we're just going to have you guys go off at 9 instead of 10.
It's insane to see like a gigantic corporate,
that's how business is
corporate
done.
entity like that, like TKO having to bow down to, another smaller corporate entity in USA.
Yeah, relatively.
Yeah.
USA, I guess, is still kind of a big dog for cable.
It's millions versus half billions or something like that. I don't know.
Well, and I mean, I know that USA has the history, right?
Yeah, of course
they had Raw for years and years, and they got so much money off the wrestling product, so they respect the wrestling product for sure as a money-making opportunity for them.
Bring back Sunday Night Heat.
Shotgun Saturday night.
Yeah, exactly.
Just do weird shit.
Yeah. It's
experiments.
Yeah, please.
And okay, so I'm trying to think if there were any other matches that we needed to go over. We went over MJF Darby. We went over Roman and Punk, and we went over the mask versus mask match.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular you wanted to go over wrestling wise? Anything you've been watching lately? Have you been going back and watching any old wrestling? Or
I mean, I've just been trying to watch it all, trying to keep up. Like I said, we're eating good, so it's just we're spoiled for choice. I mean, I'm not one of those weird like, just Raw watchers, WWE guys. I try and spread it around. I mean, I can't think of anything because I just know we wanted to talk about those main events, those matches.
Yeah, those
are kind of our match of the year competitors, I think.
Yeah, those just stood out as like the fact that we have 3 matches that are that great and we're only halfway through this year is really promising.
Yeah.
And those matches came from different promotions, which is even better.
Yeah.
That we have these competitors that are that are responding to WrestleMania with great matches.
Yeah. Like it seemed like that kind of amped it up, just ramped things up for other promotions, because I don't know if WrestleMania is still that benchmark.
I know exactly what you're about to say.
That benchmark to see, wow, we've got to step it up. It's just things have naturally progressed, and I think that's maybe an older bit of thinking on my part.
No. You're 100% right. The problem, I would say, I would like to use the term it's not as rewarding. WrestleMania, because what happened was, so Rhea beats Jade at WrestleMania, and then they keep feuding for months. WrestleMania used to be the end of feuds.
That was
the decider, and you had to respect it. All wrestlers respected WrestleMania.
Yeah. It was the Super Bowl of,
Edge
sports
and Foley were doing the flaming table stuff. WrestleMania was the show to do that stuff.
But it's one of the things of it's a diluted product. It is 2 nights, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Those pops of the main event of a main event or anything like that.
They don't mean anything.
They don't mean anything, because it's what's going to happen tomorrow on Sunday? The real, the real main event. When does that happen? It's so it's consolation prize to close out the Saturday night, main event of WrestleMania. You have to have that one coveted spot, but it's give me an all day, give me a 5-hour program.
Yes.
That means something.
Yeah.
That is on one day, because Clash in Italy, that happened on a Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
I was so used to the regular scheduling of Saturdays, so I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, WWE, so they did 5 matches on Backlash. They did 5 matches on Clash of Italy. It almost seems like the leaner their pay-per-view is, the more muscle, the more veins are showing. You know what I mean? It's almost like working out, you know? Yeah. It's when it's just 4 matches before you get Roman and Fatu doing what they do, you are more amazed by what happens. But WrestleMania is not the show to do that on. WrestleMania is meant to be excess. It's Thanksgiving dinner.
That is true.
For wrestling fans, we should have one big show.
Yeah,
I mean,
coverage for it should be like the Super Bowl of.
It's like ordering pizza back to back. It's I love pizza, but why would I eat the same pizza twice in a row? You know what I mean? Obviously if it's leftover, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it's
ordering
that's what they're
ordering
doing.
fresh pizza the next day.
Yeah.
And it's I've got a shit ton of pizza. I have a stomach ache.
Yeah.
Possibly diarrhea. It's just
I'm not gonna watch.
For not.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch the same promotion on back-to-back nights.
I'm gonna vomit
ever.
when I see a Little Caesars or a Papa John's commercial for the next week. Just a thing of
I'm going to go and see how the CEO was when he ate the food. I'm going to see how he reacted. Oh, dude, I saw this funny-ass TikTok where it was Motor Oil CEO tries the 87 and 89, and he was sitting there like praying, He was so I've seen this has been a trend, but it was just some guy making a video.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know we've been maybe a little negative on a little bit of wrestling. I know we've highlighted a few matches, and maybe the weekly product is a little negative. It's a little down right now. Look, this past Raw was really good in my opinion. I haven't had a chance to watch SmackDown from last night, but I've heard it was also really good because it's another European crowd.
Yeah.
So we're going to get these loud pops. This summer's going to be great.
Yeah.
We're going to start getting a build to SummerSlam soon. But also, honestly, the best wrestling and the most fun wrestling you can watch is the local stuff.
Yeah.
When I went, I thought, I was a wrestling fan, of course, growing up, and I played the games mostly and stuff, and that was how I would go back and learn about the Attitude Era, was I would unlock Stone Cold, and I would figure out his moveset, and I would figure out who he was, that's how a lot of my generation found out about that era. And it's just, you need to get out and see these local indie shows to really, I think, be a well-rounded wrestling fan. I think it made me a more well-rounded wrestling fan because I went to Vino's for a TAC wrestling show. It was November last year.
Yep.
I believe it was $20 to get in for 2-3 hours of wrestling.
Yeah.
What was it even more? I mean, there were, I think, 8 matches.
Yeah.
It was a tournament-style match with 7 of them, and then we had a feature with 2 guys that were traveling wrestlers.
Yes.
And they came in and they put on a great match, and they were wrestling in the crowd. They were right next to us. You could reach out and touch these guys, And I just think, okay, so if you are watching Raw and you're not enjoying it, if you are watching SmackDown, any of these products and you're just not enjoying it as much, well, if you don't want to stop watching wrestling, go out and support these local shows because you guys are putting them on every Saturday.
Yeah.
You guys are in Tuckerman for MACW. You guys are at Vino's every few months, which is such a great venue for wrestling. That's really, I mean, that's one of the best spots you can have.
I was actually talking to, we had like a tribute show for Austin Lane, Best of the Best Austin Lane. He's been in the business for like near 30 years, something like that. Like, I mean, I'll just say it was over 25, less than 30. I think he said like 27, something like that. I can't remember, but wrestled all over the damn place. But William Blackwell, who's
that's a name I know.
TACW.
But for those listening, TACW Booker, correct?
Yeah. We what was I saying? We talked about some of the past TACW
the Vino
events
shows.
at Vino's. We're talking about match of the year.
Yeah.
Herzog versus Yonko the Clown. That is an absurd.
Yonko is amazing.
Yonko is amazing.
I've seen Yonko.
I mean, was Herzog
may have
one of
been
those?
there. He might have been the guy that wrestled. I'm trying to remember the guy he wrestled, but I think he was the guy who was the non-tournament match that night. It was him and like Brad or something
like that.
Yeah,
But Yonko versus Herzog, it's such an absurd match. Like, I mean, both of those gimmicks are off the charts bonkers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yonko is one of my favorite gimmicks.
Yonko is like visually. Anywhere. It's a fantastic
He's a guy
match.
we got to get in studio, by the way. And
you're
going to be here when that happens, for sure. We've got 3 mics in the studio right next door, so
that'd
we'll
be fantastic.
In there for
I'll let him know. I'll send a carrier pigeon over to him or something, however we can get that figured out. But check out that match. It's like, if you love an absurd, like, just match.
Yeah.
Like,
this is on their social media, right?
Yeah,
this is on Facebook.
It's on their YouTube.
Instagram, TikTok,
I believe
YouTube.
it's on their YouTube. But
they're really good about that.
It's very Lynchian.
Yeah.
There's a Lynchian bent because there's two of these weird, absurd characters going up against each other.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even want to spoil Yonko for the fans. I think we should just let him come in here and explain
Herzog,
himself. And Herzog as well.
Yeah.
We can have all these guys in studio, I'm sure,
that'd
if
be
they
great.
have the time.
We'll have to figure something out
Well, so here's what I'm thinking, right? And I'll go over this a little bit on air because, I mean, just in case, So, like, obviously I had a pod a few days ago with Jeff. That was the first pod. This is going to be my second pod. Yeah. I don't know what the schedule is going to look like. This could be a once a week thing or whatever, but what I'm thinking is, like, I want to interview a lot of the guys up here at the radio station and have those the radio interview like the one I had with Jeff, because I'm also fascinated by that stuff. But I think it's also realistic that once a week I could be booking you and a wrestler, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying you'd have to give me every Saturday, of course, you know what I mean? But I'm sure that once a week I could put out something with an MACW or a TACW wrestler. I even know Action Jackson in Conway.
Yeah.
And he's training all sorts of people, and he's a guy who wrestled a few people that are on TV now, when they were coming up. So one of my
favorites. One of my favorite guys, Wayne Maddox.
Yeah, Wayne's great.
He's a great friend of mine. Awesome. I'm sure he'd love to.
We should have him on.
Yeah.
You want to know something too? We're looking at a soundboard here, folks. There's a way for folks to call in here. You see the phone right here?
Yeah.
If we have to make sure that this phone is hooked up. This is the old school phone. This is like a 90s looking phone. But we can have people just call in and they can be in here.
That would be fantastic. I'd love to do a
Yeah, the quality would be decent because the equipment's all recent years. But here's the thing, man. You know what I'm thinking? You're my guy for wrestling, right? Like, if I have these guys in and you want to, you're always welcome to come in.
Yeah.
But if I get a guy from Raw or SmackDown, like, I'm going to be reaching out to these guys, right? If they book Little Rock, or if they book Fayetteville and Bentonville, if they book Tulsa even, like, if they're just in the surrounding area, if they're in St. Louis, I'm going to call these guys. I'm going to try to book them on the pod. So I'm just letting you know, man. Like,
okay.
Like, if this podcast at its highest aspiration is getting interviews with Liv Morgan and people like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in studio, preferably, of course, because I would have video set up by then. By the way, folks, I am working on a video system. I'm not sure if I would use it for like every episode. I think some episodes it's just not realistic. Like, you know, we could set up a camera there, but what would that really accomplish, you know? But,
I mean, we got, your angles, you know?
Yeah. Well, but if it's a star, I mean, I would record that, put that on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to come in.
Oh yeah, I mean,
anytime that
I would just love to be the Robin Quivers. Like if there was if there was like the control set up on the outside, I would just love to be there to watch it. Like I wouldn't know what to say,
dude. You know,
to
you're
like
welcome.
a current superstar. I mean, just because like I'd be so awestruck, gobsmacked.
Well, I think it's less realistic, honestly, that we get somebody of that stature. But you know who I could see us getting is people like LA Knight. I could see us getting guys that are on the mid card to lower card. Maybe even a Danhausen would give us the day.
Oh,
you know, like, dude, these are things that could happen, and that's just the WWE roster.
Yeah.
I mean, AEW comes to town at least once a year. I remember Dynamite 250.
Yeah,
you were telling me about. I was that there during the trial pod.
I was there for MJF versus Ospreay.
Third row, if I remember right. You told me third row.
Yeah,
and that's just the kind of product they're giving you.
Yeah.
In Little Rock, man.
Yeah.
They're going to give you a great show. Dynamite 250, they were in Little Rock.
Yeah.
Arkansas. They were 20 minutes from us here in the studio right now. And dude, I mean, I would love to have MJF in the studio, but think about their mid-card division. We could get Brody King. We could get all those guys.
God's Hate is a great fucking band.
Oh, dude, and Brody is just a fucking legend anyway. I would have him on and we would probably hardly talk wrestling.
Did you see that documentary on him?
No.
There's like I think it's like maybe a 30-minute documentary about Brody King. Like it came out a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And I think it was even before he got on AEW. I can't remember the timeline on it, but I'll send it to you or something. It was a great slice of life of like what he was doing at that moment when they did the documentary.
Brody is a guy who stands out in person a lot. Like obviously
I know
TV.
Buddy Badcock.
Yeah.
And
he's a guy we got to have on too.
Dude,
he's from the extreme world.
Yeah.
So we could have him on
it.
and talk gruesome wrestling.
He's been grinding so hard. Shout out Buddy Badcock. Like, dude's been doing it all over the country.
Dude, and these guys can come in and be an asshole. Like, I don't need them to do anything different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're in good hands, I feel like, here. And especially if you're here.
Because keep the fade, man.
Well, it's good to have you say Robin Quivers, man. I say co-host, honestly, man.
Okay.
If you're on those episodes,
yeah.
Like, because you're basically the middleman here in terms of probably the booking process too. No offense. I mean, I can reach out to these people too, but I'm just saying you have been incredibly helpful in terms of just meeting these people.
Hey man,
general.
it's been a pleasure just to even be on and do something like this. I did a podcast with a friend of mine.
Shout it out.
Well, it was years ago. But,
okay.
I don't know if you know Avon Axel.
I don't know.
He was part of a tag team called Los Crudos, and his partner, The Sauce, I knew from way back home, way back in the day.
Yeah.
We did a show called Keepers of the Fabe, and it was like a wrestling show where it's like we did 2 matches and stuff. We both submitted a match to show why, the subject was, it granted access to this Hall of Fame, this Hall of Champions that we had. And
hell yeah,
it
sounds awesome.
It was a great, like, we had I think we did like maybe 6 episodes or something like that, but it got started and we did the social media and everything, and I was working on the social media for it, and John Cena was our first follower.
No.
Yes. And it was it was a thing. Like it was.
Do I need to start tweeting at John Cena to follow this podcast?
I mean, I don't like.
He's retired now. He's probably listening
but it
to
was
pods.
It was insane.
Good for you, man.
It was insane because it was like,
wow.
There was not even a tweet that had shown up yet, but the first follower was John Cena, and so we were trying to figure out how to do this, and so it was like that was the first and second episodes was John Cena. So like, it was insane. But
that's got to be available somewhere. Can people listen to that somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, just look up Keepers of the Fame, Keepers of the
on
Fame
Spotify,
on
YouTube?
Spotify.
Okay, that's where we are. So you guys can just use your same platform that you're on now.
I mean, they got busy. Robert the Sauce, he's intermittently doing stuff.
Life happens.
It happens. But I would love to do a podcast of some sort.
Dude, you're welcome anytime.
Somebody who's so enthusiastic about
Dude, I want to be like, seriously. I wouldn't even mind getting to the point like if we have enough fans, because I mean when I went there to Vino's, there was 120 of us,
something like that.
Like, I mean, packed around the ring too. Like everybody was
literal
there.
heat happening in there.
Yeah,
because it was just such a cool punk rock backroom thing.
And dude, I'm not gonna lie, like there were chicks, like there were all different kinds of people there. Like it's not just a bunch of sweaty dudes. Yeah, it's people from all different walks of life.
Yeah,
that just are fans of this product, and that's all that we share. But you go to these shows and you make new friends, and it's a cheap ticket, especially for nowadays. And you definitely get your money's worth.
You're supporting local. You're supporting
dude. I would be willing
the
to
dreams of dudes that we
could cover their shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, and
dude, we could cover their shows on here. We absolutely could.
Fantastic.
If they were ever willing to like sponsor the pod or anything like that, dude, I would like if they wanted me to, I would literally like read off dates at the start of every episode, and you know what I mean, like stuff like that. If they wanted to, I don't know what that.
I mean,
looks
if it's
like.
on a consistent basis,
dude,
and like have call in, have some of these guys,
dude,
like
even Memphis wrestling guys I know we could get, because right now the Travs are in season, and it's like once a month on Saturday Memphis wrestling comes out and we'll wrestle after a Travs game, and I produce for the Travs. I'm going to be producing one of the Travs games later today.
Oh,
literally,
hell yeah.
that's why I'm up here. I'm already doing stuff later on. But
do you get tickets?
If I want to, I get up to like 4 tickets. I think. Still,
I'd love to catch a game sometime.
We should go sometime, dude. I can get them pretty much.
I love how this just.
This is casual, man.
It started out great, and Montez knows ball, everything, dude. Let's go to a Travs game,
dude. I would love to go to a Travs game.
I've evolved into groveling for like tickets.
No, dude, please. This pod, man, this is just meant to be a
great
fun
hang.
thing. It's easy listening, man, and a fun show to do. That's really what I want it to be, man. It's just fun for us to do, because I'm going to be honest with you. The future for me personally may look like me doing something with UCA Radio maybe after the summer, because I'm going to school there.
Okay,
and I'm a broadcasting major, right? And I was talking to the Travs announcer Stephen Davis, who is going to be a future guest here on the pod.
Okay,
and he said that he's friends with the UCA program director.
Okay.
And I already come with a little bit of experience, so like I can go in there and say, hey, I'm friends with Steve, you want to give me 2 hours, and then I can just have all these wrestlers come in and talk crap,
Yeah.
And that would be a format that gets a lot of listeners, like right off the bat.
Okay.
That's the thing, is that this is we're turning the engine a little bit here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we got Jeff on first. Jeff gave me like 45 minutes. Dude. I couldn't believe it. And here we have like an hour and a half. And I don't mean to just keep rambling here, but if we have time, I mean, we can go for another 5-10 minutes here.
I love it.
Well, I was just thinking, man, like we should be thinking big. We should be thinking, what can we do with this opportunity here?
It is. I love the ambition.
Yeah.
It's a matter of scaling.
And I want you to be a part of it. I want this to be a community.
Yeah. My thing is dream big, scale appropriately.
Okay.
That is my advice to you.
Yeah.
On this, like, I mean, it's great. Just start looking at your numbers, see where your demos are.
Yeah.
On like certain episodes, like what hits.
Yeah.
I know some comedians.
Yeah.
I know a couple of comedians from around town.
Yeah. JJ
Molinaro.
Yeah, he's a guy I've been thinking about. Like the moment I started this pod, I was like, he's going to be a guy.
Wrestling fan as well.
Exactly, it's a good mix.
Yeah,
he's a wrestling fan, but he can also just come in and make you laugh.
Yeah, Alexi Barrientos. He has he has a pod as well. There's a lot of cross promotion you can do, like
I should do that. You're right.
Say an Alexi, would come on. He has his pod.
Great. I know. Him from...
just do like a swap cast of sorts.
Did you ever go to the Joint when that was a thing?
I did open mic
club
before it turned into Birdies. I think I did an open mic or two at the Joint.
Birdies was the start of 24. Of 24 or 25?
Yeah,
because I went to New Year's with JJ.
25 because they're just celebrating a year now.
Yeah, okay. So, that's right. Yeah, you're because Paul, the owner, just posted about that.
Yeah.
He's a guy we could have on.
Yeah,
that's the thing, man. Like we could have
There's
comedians,
such a
musicians,
hotbed of talent here within Little Rock that is just
There's something for anybody, and that's really what this pod is for. It's like, I don't even know if I'll have the same people listening, like, episode to episode. Mm-hmm. Like, the people that listen to this episode might be your friends, you know what I mean? Like, I posted and you share it or whatever, and it's just like, you know what I mean? And it's just for our people. Yeah. But maybe the episode for Jeff is for people who know him from the radio or whatever, you know what I mean? So,
old heads, you know? I mean,
old heads. Dude, this
is an Unk-centric episode. I am Unk.
Dude,
CM Unk.
I turned 24 in a month, bro. I'm not getting any younger here, you know. So am I it?
I'm turning 43 next month.
Are you sweating it at all? Like is it weird?
Not really.
I don't know how to ask that.
I mean, it's just one of those things. Like you know, it's just another number.
Yeah, it seems like you're just an adult from 18 to forever.
Like, it's crazy because, like, speaking of like comedians, TACW, that sort of thing. I was at a show with over in Jacksonville, and JP Ford, another comedian. Shout out JP Ford.
He commentates on TACW sometimes.
We were talking about, like, I can't even remember, like, you know, he's a kid, you know, he's relatively young, compared to me. But I told him, you know, I told him I was like, you know, I'm like gonna be 43, and he's like, I still can't believe that, man.
I can't believe it either.
I'm, you know, luckily this isn't video yet. I'm quite grizzled right now.
Dude, if this was video, we'd be getting more views.
I haven't had a haircut in 6 months. I've got this, you know, kind of scraggly beard thing, you know.
Dude,
passable mustache.
I mean, look, if Liv's in studio, I'll get on to you. But she's not here now, so don't worry about it.
I gotta maintain.
Dude, if I book anybody like that, even if it's like Naya or Lash, I'm coming in a 3-piece suit, dude. Even though
for
it's
sure.
radio.
You're gonna get gorgeous, and we'll help. I'll help you.
Dude, I'm gonna need Yanko's makeup department to get behind me for that episode.
That'd be
This is why I need those connections. I need TACW to be so involved with this show.
Yeah. That'd be fantastic.
Well, I'm trying to think if there's anything else we should cover, man, before we go. Because here's the thing, like, in the future, we'll have these wrestlers on, so it maybe won't be as much one-on-one with just us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, like, is there anything we should get out of the way?
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think this is a nice way to put it to bed.
I was gonna say we're going along just for us. Now,
yeah,
really,
it's one of those things. Like, I mean, we'll continue to talk off mic for sure. Because I just love hanging out. I mean, this would be a great excuse to, like, do a weekly hangout.
Absolutely.
And, you know, pre and post show, just shoot the shit.
Love to.
So I'm on board, man.
Well, and dude, you know, if I get to the UCA radio station, then this pod might cease being a thing. You know what I mean? But it would only be a transfer of content creation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and you drive to Conway to. I mean, that's where the UCA.
Well, you would be able to call in as well. Okay. So
I love it in studio. I love it in studio.
I love it in studio too.
It's a tactile,
and I would prefer to have it
physical. You know, because that delay. You know, on the phone, like this right here is happening. You know, just instant. And
just the sound quality. Yeah. I mean, me and you, we sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
And if we're going to do an hour and a half like we just did, then, you know, I don't want the listeners' ears
It's solid. We don't have to cut anything on this.
We don't have to cut anything on this, dude.
Beautiful episode.
Well, I guess we could. I might cut the intro. Remember that intro I fucked up, dude, where I forgot to turn the mics on? I might, although that is a funny fucking way to start an episode.
That is hilarious.
I will say I'm happy I did it with you and not Jeff, you know?
Yeah.
Like when Jeff was here, I was on it, you know, and here I think I just fucked up.
That was a great episode. Check that out, folks.
You
After you check out this one.
You liked that?
I loved it.
Tell the fans how great it. No, I'm kidding. No.
Once again, it's not video. I'm polishing his knob underneath the desk.
Where should we start in terms of TACW or MACW? Booking? Do you think who is like should it be Buddy Badcock? He's a guy who is at the top of the list for me. I barely even know the guy, but he's always posting himself bloody as hell from these matches. I'd love to talk to him.
I mean, William Blackwell, I would start with one of the kind of the head of it all.
He's the booker.
He's the booker. He's
Oh, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, but no. I love Will. I love Will. I would love for him to be on here. You to talk to him. Dude, I'm a ball acknowledger. He's a big ball knower.
Okay.
He knows ball, everything, you know.
What do you think?
AEW, WWE, New Japan, and everything in between. That guy.
Yeah.
Love him to death. Would love to hear him on some sort of a platform.
But he knows a lot of wrestling history, and I mean, to be a booker,
he writes. He also has like a Substack.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
we can have him on, and he can plug all that stuff. So
it's a thing.
Cool.
So,
well, dude, we'll be in touch.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna look to have us release another episode with me and you maybe next Saturday, if that's just whatever your schedule's looking like, whatever my schedule's looking like. If not, no worries. I might just have it be like a guest from one of the radio shows here or something.
I mean, let's figure it out. Have my people call your people.
Cool, we'll figure it out.
That sort of thing.
I don't mean to ambush you on air.
No,
sorry.
not at all.
Okay, cool.
We're cutting stuff out anyway. So
yeah, we are.
That one segment with the slurs that I did like for 5 minutes. I mean, please cut that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jeremy, I am starting to rethink this. After
exactly.
Just some of those, only the ones that hurt me specifically.
Yeah.
You were funny until you went to the Aryan stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I said clanker with a hard R pretty.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Yeah, and look, this is an uncensored podcast anyway, but there's just some things that are not acceptable.
I just want to set the precedent. If we're if we're to have some sort of partnership, I want to be the bad boy.
You want to be the shock jock. You want to be the bad boy.
Jackie the Joke Man, baby.
Dude, once the video. Oh yeah, Jackie
Jeremy
the Joke Man. All
baby.
these Howard. So you're a Howard Stern fan, huh?
I love Stern, man.
You still listen to him?
Not as.
I want to know
as
your radio fandom. Are you a radio fan?
I was like a radio
day?
fan. I mean, it was the Stern, Opie and Anthony.
Oh, O&A is the best.
Oh God, Patrice,
the
God.
Got to get him on. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Or Ouija board
don't
around here
tell
somewhere?
me, don't tell me, Jeremy. Don't ruin. No, for the folks listening, he passed. 15 years ago.
Left behind a great legacy. So.
Yeah, and you can go listen to that stuff on YouTube, Spotify. Everybody's ripped all that old audio
stuff. But...
They were on satellite radio, so they were uncensored back in the day, which is just fantastic.
Like this, fuck the rules,
dude. We don't give a fuck, dude. We're so cool. Okay, anything you want to plug before we go?
Not really. Just, I mean, I've got MACW, Mid-American Championship Wrestling. We've got a show
just go to
coming
these
up.
Websites.
Yeah, Facebook. I mean, MACW. Also, Gorgeous Gabriel Valentine. That's me. Most of the time. Some of the time.
You looking pretty gorgeous.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
But MACW, TACW. I just love the product. I love them. They're gonna be doing some stuff here pretty soon, so be on the lookout. I think that's about it.
Cool.
And our show that we'll be doing at some point. I don't know. What do you think of WWF? Maybe that's just the dream booking podcast, but that would be pretty sick.
I would love to do a dream booking podcast. Is that what you're referring to? As in just
that was
the
just
podcast?
the thing that I kind of.
I almost think it's fun. But I almost wonder if we should do it as almost like we rebook shows that are just happening. Because like we could go the route, I guess, of just completely booking our own stuff, and we could go back to other eras and rebook the NWO and stuff like that, which would be cool one-offs and stuff like that. But I think like for week-to-week content, Yeah, I mean, it was just something that came to my head, and I thought like it sounds fun. It's got a great ring to it. That's the thing. It would just be a selfish podcast for us. You know what I mean? Like we could record it and put it out.
Yeah,
we could. Hey, maybe the wrestling fandom would like it. I don't know.
That's a possibility.
You think like Deadlock fans would like that shit?
Maybe
because those are wrestling diehards, man. Those guys just review whole pay-per-views.
Yeah, those are big
week after week after week.
Yeah.
Well, Jeremy, until next time, brother.
Yeah.